It's interesting. We occasionally talk to somebody who goes, well, once you fix all these problems on your site, why do you need to keep doing the monitoring, keep doing doing all that? I wonder if somebody's wondering the same thing, right? If you do this load testing and you've prepared for the biggest day of the year, then why do you have to keep doing it throughout the year?
Yeah, and I'm sure Nick has experienced this in his career a lot, but very rarely does a website not change over the course of the year, right? We have a great team of engineers at Slick Deals that is constantly making changes, tweaks, improvements based on things coming from our business team, from our product team. So there will never be a point at which the site as it was on Black Friday of last year is going to be the same as it is on Black Friday of this year. So it's really testing through those changes, right? And it's not even just changes, but the landscape changes around you as well. Like, in fact, one of the things that we found out most recently in our most recent round of load testing was some issues and not issues, but things that we changed about our CDN layer. And all of a sudden now is a big difference. And that was the bottleneck that we discovered ahead of time that we could get resolved before it became a true problem for us. So it's important to just repeat those steps on a regular basis. It's like brushing your teeth. You can't just do it once and say you're good because you're going to eat something after that, right? So you got to it's a daily activity in that case, and in this case, probably not quite daily, but yeah,
I
pretty
like that
close to it.
analogy on brushing your teeth because brushing your teeth one time, it doesn't feel like you're really doing all that much other than giving yourself like a fresh feel. But that long arc, right? Then you have to go to the dentist every 6 months. If you only do one or the other, you're obviously going to have bad teeth. You have to do both. So you have like that load testing, that big check that's going to the dentist, and then you have your everyday activity. And frankly, to your point, most sites nowadays are in like a microservices environment where they're changing multiple things a day
Right.
constantly. And so you have to constantly be validating that and understanding. And then that also it just generally reminds me of an approach of destructive testing that I always loved. Intentionally break a service and see what happens. Do it in prod if you're feeling risky, but you could just do it in lower environments as well, and just intentionally break something and see what ends up happening, where failover happens, what ends up occurring. Because even if you do really robust load testing, how do you know that the CDN isn't going to end up having some kind of backlog issue inside the logging that then creates some cascading issue that bubbles up into, I'm making it up at this point.
No, yeah, I mean that's a really good point. You can only prepare for so much. Like the Bill O'Reilly case, that was an
Yes.
excellent example. Like at that point in time, we got more traffic than we would actually get during a normal Black Friday as well. At least at that time in Slick Deal's history. Um, so you do have to plan for uh, those situations where you don't have enough resources to handle what is coming your way. Um, well, one of the features that we worked on for this holiday season is a revamp and sort of a test of a new search platform that we're leveraging. So you can go check that out. It's a semantic search, and that's one of the questions we're asking is if this service is not available, like what is the user experience we want to offer to our customer? Because it's those in these seasonal times where you're getting more users that you don't get on a regular basis. Maybe it's not your first impression, but it's a very rare impression for you. So you don't have much time with this individual to establish the value that you offer to them. So having those backup plans in place if that key piece of value you're wanting to offer for whatever reason just isn't available.